Good morning, friends. I have an American name, Armstrong Pame, Armstrong, American. But I am of a Mongoloid race. They say that my forefather, some 2,000 years ago, escaped from the tyranny of the Chinese rulers, from being forced to build the Great Walls of China, to come here and live with all of you, to build some of the best bridges of mankind, the bridges of democracy, freedom of speech and expression. And when I say this, believe me, there are few more millions who believes in these principles of democracy, hates racism in all its form to the core, in that beautiful part of the northeast India, spread it in different parts of the country as well, including the city of Hyderabad. Well, friends, India, we have it with us, best reflected in its diversity. I, standing here this morning, looks quite so different from all of you, but shares the same belief and the ideas, in these ideas that liberates mankind, the ideas of freedom and speech. And we as a young people has a responsibility to take one step closer to achieving our nation and making it a bigger one. Well, friends, to start with anything that is worth talking or that is worth mentioning, I believe a conventional or just a normal ideas, if we have to keep walking the path that many other people or the other person will walk, I think there's just no much fun in it. Sometimes there's a call to go beyond the certain steps, beyond the normal steps, and that's what I call the unconventional or the crazy ideas. In today's world, I feel that the age of unconventional ideas have died down mostly with the Einstein era. Of course, every day we see a sort of innovation, a kind of copying, imitations, or whatever name you want to call it. But it says that those people who created history are those who chose to walk out of that history to create another one. Well, the little thought that I'm going to share with all of you this afternoon, I don't mean to categorize it as very unconventional ideas or something very different, or you want to term it as crazy. No. But I felt that this very little thing which I, along with people back there at home and along with so many other people who contributed together to make this project happen, sharing this very little thought, I think it will take us to that step to dream closer, to come closer to taking that steps called the unconventional ideas. And that's how the story of the People's Road began. Being the first IAS officer from the community, I was posted there as their subdivisional officers. I have known the people too well. I've grown up in that area. Having known every circumstances presented before me, a challenge was thrown to me. When I walk into the villages as their officer, because the motorable road which existed before had never been repaired, it can no longer be used. So one of the elders stood up and asked me, "Sir, you've come walking, we've been walking this road for all these years, and what is the difference between you and us? You are our officer." For the people back at home, they don't know the limitations I face in terms of my power, responsibility, and the budget limitation that I face. All that they care is a better life which they expect from me. So with these challenges, I decided to call a meeting of all the youths and the elders of the surrounding village. We decided to sit together and ask them, what should we do as a first project? They said, make this a motorable road from our subdivisional headquarters to the district headquarters. And not only this, make a road so that we can go across to that highway that passes from Nagaland to Assam so that we can be connected to this main highway. Well, I asked, how do we get resources? It's a task which I cannot do it alone. In fact, I will not be able to do. But one of the elders stood up and said, sir, if you're willing to take this up, I'm going to give you my 5 months salary. Then I asked, wow, are you employed? He stood up, my 5 months salary is 1,000 rupees because I get an old age pension of 200 rupees per month from the government. That was a challenge. Well, the rest of the People's Road story is a journey. It became a huge success. And we inaugurated the road finally on 17th February 2013 after a gap of about 8 months. The rest is history. Well, taking cue from this People's Road journey, I would like to share with all of you how has this project been able to be a trendsetter for some of the other projects which we were able to do. We were able to conduct a cataract operation for over 30 people with the help of so many other stakeholders. We were able to build a small community hospitals. And one after the other, I keep reading in the papers that drawing inspiration from this, people in this village, people in this town, in this different part of the country, they are able to take it forward and build bridges and build a road, a motorable road. How can this be a trendsetter? There are a few principles which I would like to share with all of you. The first thing, no string attached. I was very clear, the people involved were very clear that we had no string attached, we had no ulterior motives behind doing this project. I don't want any publicity. In fact, I refuse 1 or 2 newspaper advertisements. Finally, when I told them that I'm not doing this for publicity, when they finally asked me, then why do you have to post it up on social media page in Facebook? That was the question they raised. So I had to start giving interviews for some of the media houses. We were doing this in the pure interest and in the pure love for the people so that they listened, so that tomorrow they will have a better future. There was no political motives, no publicity motives, nothing. So when we are purely committed to the cause that we really love to do and for the people, I think it's going to be a great success. The second principle, ensuring commitment till the end. I think this is very important. We make sure that we do not show our weakness. We never begged anyone for donations. So people saw it. Then they realize that, okay, these guys are going to get it done no matter what. They saw our strength. They saw our commitment. We gave people the opportunity to come and be a part of this project. And that is how we show the participation from so many thousands of people from across 25 different countries. The third thing is starting with self. I think this is very important and one of the most important part. After that old man challenged me, I went back home and started evaluating myself. How am I going to take this forward? I had few savings. I requested my brothers and his wife. I requested my other members of the family and even my mother who gets an pension of 5,000 rupees of my father's. She had to donate 5,000 rupees. So we pull in whatever resources that my family could to start with. Then I went back to the villagers. I told them, I have this now to start with this. Are we good? Then the people gathered there, stood up one by one to give whatever they could. A widow stood up, said, I have nothing to give, but what I'm willing to give, I'm going to give you a basket of firewood, a basket of vegetables so that the workers can eat. That was the level of enthusiasm we were able to raise, and that is how we were able to carry. It got to start with yourself. Another important point integrity and ethics has to be maintained at the highest standard possible. Whatever is contributed, be it in the form of cash or kind, we make sure that it is put on the public forum so that people who were giving it to us for this project would not have reasons to be suspicious. And not only that, we're all human beings. We need to be praised either silently or loudly. We ensure that whoever contributed, even in the form of a poetry or a song for this road project, we acknowledge them on the social media platform. We use widely the Facebook. Facebook, they were quite so inspired. People from California, the Facebook headquarters, they sent a 3-member team to film the entire road project. They stayed there in the road construction site for 5 days. And last point, you need a good, very, very well-established, good team. At the village level, I had a team organized of 10, 15 people to monitor the progress of the road every now and then. Every 3 days, a person will take a photograph, take it to the town. At a town level, there will be people to email it to my elder brother, Jeremiah, and his team in Delhi. At the town level, these youth volunteers, we organized ourselves. We took a kilogram of salt each to each of the family members in their respective churches to contribute whatever they could so that they can be a part of this history making. A good team is invariably inevitable for the success of such a project. You cannot do it alone. In fact, I do not want to take the credit for any of this. I just started the idea. It was the people who decided to carry it on and make it a successful one. Now, taking cue from this, I want to draw my visions for India, the visions which I would like to see our nations growing stronger each day. First of all, my passion, my work. Today, I am in the Indian Administrative Service. I'm posted in the capacity of a Joint Secretary. Tomorrow, I'll be given another assignment. But irrespective of my posting and places, every day I have a reason to wake up. I can be a part of solution to so many problems. Before I wake up, I have 10, 20 people waiting in my living room. These are the people, believe me, they do not come with the good news. They come with their problems, expecting that I'll be able to solve. I love my job so much. And I want India, where everyone gets to do what we want to do, and there is a respect, dignity of labor for each of the work that we do. That's what I want to see in India. The second thing, finding a solution. Let us stop complaining. Had I wanted to complain in my posting, friends, believe me, there was no electricity. This is the biggest paradox. Where the road was being constructed, mostly funded through social media site of Facebook, there was no electricity. Forget about the internet connection. If you want to make a telephone call, you've got to climb up a little bit on the higher elevated portion of the hills and make a telephone calls. I decided, okay, let me not dig people's grave. Let me do what I can in this limited time. The situation that faces our nation today, I think it requires your attention, my attention, to be a part of the solution, not add to that problem. I want a country called India whereby everyone is and will become a part of the solution, not add to the problem. The third, the inspirational role each one of us can play. Every time I open up my Facebook page or my WhatsApp or my email, I get an email saying that, okay, sir, you have inspired me so much. I am inspired to take up this. I am inspired to do this. I feel so happy, so elated. What, before each one of us take a second steps, can I be an inspiration to the next person around me? I think having this thought, with this thought in our mind, I'm sure the nation is going to progress a lot, much faster. Technology is everywhere with us now. Putting this technology to find social solutions that faces us and that faces the mass every day, I think is very important. A couple of months ago, a friend of mine in Punjab, a batsman of mine, just developed an app whereby you can locate the distance of a toilet, whereby you can locate how clean is the toilet, and it's becoming a big hit. Now you can construct a toilet in rural parts of the country, you upload that photograph. Once you upload it and you submit your bank account, the money gets credited into your account. But it's important to realize how many of the people in the rural parts of India has an access to mobile phone, has an access to internet to upload the photographs so that money can be transferred into their account. Finding a technological solution to the social problems. Today I want to develop apps whereby if I want to rate my colonies or my ward in terms of cleanliness by defining certain parameters, anyone can upload any of the pictures that they see on the road. So every fortnight or by the end of every month, we can come up with a ranking. Okay, this colony A is rated this one, and person responsible for it, these are the people. You know, I want to develop an app. Well, I'm not an engineer. I don't have much expertise or skill to do that. If all of you can help me in this, it's going to be a magnificent app. Finding a technological solution. I want an India where technology that is available to very few of us can become a part of solution to many of the social problems that we face. Well, friends, we're coming along. The people in the villages, they're coming along. They're not very far behind. The development that we see every day, we need to take it along with them. Because whatever we do in isolation of people, whatever we do that is not with the people and for the people, dies its natural death because there is no one to carry it on. So these are some of the few ideas which I believe is worth sharing, for which the platform like TEDx is for. Thank you so much.